और अगर आप बिहार के नए सरकार का हम देखें तो हमारे रिस्पेक्टेड मुख्यमंत्री जी फ्रॉम मेनी ईयर्स हैज़ टर्न्ड अ ब्लाइंड आई टू द concept of prohibition, where we are losing because they have created a liquor mafia where at least the state is losing 15 से 20 हजार करोड़, and of course and also the sand mafia. So अगर स्पेशल कैटेगरी हमें नहीं मिल रहा है तो अगर केंद्रीय सरकार उनको प्रेशर देके रियलिटीज ऑफ लाइफ बताए तो वो पैसा हमारे स्टेट कॉफर्स में आएगा और हम नहीं पड़ेगी, बिकॉज आई फील दैट वी आर लूजिंग एटलीस्ट 40,000 करोड़ बाय क्रिएटिंग सैंड माफिया एंड द लिकर माफिया इन द स्टेट।
नमस्कार, आप देख रहे हैं न्यूज फॉर नेशन और मैं हूं प्रियदर्शन। बिहार में शराबबंदी होने के बावजूद घर घर शराब की डिलीवरी होती है, ऐसे आरोप तो अक्सर लगते ही रहते हैं। लेकिन बिहार की नीतीश सरकार की इस महत्वाकांक्षी योजना यानी कि शराबबंदी को लेकर के अब राज्यसभा में भी इसकी गूंज उठी है और बाकायदा राष्ट्रीय जनता दल के सांसद अमृतधारी सिंह उर्फ एडी सिंह ने इस मुद्दे पर केंद्र सरकार से एक बड़ी मांग की है। दरअसल बिहार में जो शराबबंदी है वह अप्रैल 2016 से लागू है। बावजूद इसके इतने वर्षों के बाद भी शायद ही ऐसा कोई दिन जाता होगा जब बिहार के अखबारों में ये बातें सामने नहीं आती होंगी कि किस राज्य जिले में कहां पर आज शराब पकड़ी गई है। शराब की बड़ी बड़ी खेप पकड़ी जाती है, बाकायदा ट्रकों से शराब की डिले आती है और इस तस्करी में कई लोगों की गिरफ्तारियां भी होती हैं। लोग यहाँ तक कहते हैं कि घर घर शराब उपलब्ध है। लेकिन इन तमाम चीज़ों के बीच अब एडी सिंह ने भी यही मुद्दा संसद में उठाया है। दरअसल संसद में बजट सत्र चल रहा है और इसी बजट सत्र के दौरान राष्ट्रीय जनता दल के सांसद एडी सिंह ने इस मुद्दे पर अब केंद्र सरकार से एक बड़ी बात कही है। उन्होंने साफ तौर पे कहा है कि जो बिहार में शराबबंदी है उस शराबबंदी के कारण बिहार में दोहरा नुकसान है। एक नुकसान तो यह है कि बिहार में बड़े स्तर पर राजस्व का नुकसान हो रहा है। एक और बिहार की जो नीतीश सरकार है और मुख्यमंत्री नीतीश कुमार हैं वो बार बार बिहार को स्पेशल स्टेटस यानी कि विशेष राज्य का दर्जा देने की मांग करते हैं। तो दूसरी ओर स्थिति है कि बिहार में जो शराबबंदी है इस वजह से हर वर्ष हजारों करोड़ के राजस्व का नुकसान हो रहा है और दूसरी ओर इसी वजह से बड़े स्तर पर तस्करी के मामले भी सामने आते हैं, जिसका हर जगह देखा जा सकता है कि कैसे बिहार में अलग अलग जगहों पर शराब की डिलीवरी होती है, भले ही कागज पर, और कहने को यह है कि बिहार में शराबबंदी है। तो इन तमाम चीज़ों को मुद्दों को लेकर के अब केंद्र सरकार से एक विशेष टीम गठित करके और इसकी जांच करने को लेकर के, इस पर एक रिपोर्ट देने को लेकर के एडी सिंह ने आज जो राज्यसभा है राज्यसभा में यहाँ एक बड़ी बात कही है। तो राज्यसभा में एडी सिंह ने बिहार की शराबबंदी को लेकर के क्या क्या उन्होंने प्रश्न चिन्ह उठाए हैं, बिहार में शराबबंदी की वजह से हो रहे कैसे राजस्व नुकसान को लेकर के उन्होंने संसद में अपनी बातें कही हैं और किस तरीके से बिहार में भले ही शराबबंदी है बावजूद इसके यहाँ शराब की डिलीवरी होती है, ये अलग अलग किस्म के दावे एडी सिंह ने राज्यसभा में किए हैं। आप सुनिए एडी सिंह का पूरा बयान जो उन्होंने राज्यसभा में कहा है।
डिप्टी चेयरमैन सर फॉर अलाउइंग मी टू स्पीक ऑन दिस इम्पोर्टेंट motion of thanks by the Honorable President. The Honorable President, in the beginning of our address, which is actually the document of the government of the day, has enumerated a lot of achievements and development work which has taken place in the country in the last decade. On listening it appears that the whole of India is on a development path and there is prosperity everywhere. But let us take the situation in Bihar. Bihar is also part of India and there is hardly any development in the life of the common man. The government of Bihar was asking for a special category which is yet to be given to them. Secondly, the Honorable President has definitely talked about India, but what about Bharat, where we are feeding 80 crore people and we can understand the kind of lowering of their dignity एंड उनको हम लोग ने याचक बना दिया है। तो जहाँ तक माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदया ने बताया है कि हर चीज़ ठीक हो गया है, वैसा नहीं था। और अगर आप बिहार के नए सरकार का हम देखें तो हमारे रिस्पेक्टेड मुख्यमंत्री जी फ्रॉम मेनी ईयर्स हैज़ टर्न्ड अ ब्लाइंड आई टू द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ प्रोहिबिशन, where we are losing because they have created a liquor mafia where at least the state is losing 15 से 20 हजार करोड़, and of course and also the sand mafia. So अगर स्पेशल कैटेगरी हमें नहीं मिल रहा है, तो अगर केंद्रीय सरकार उनको प्रेशर दे के रियलिटीज़ ऑफ लाइफ बताए, तो वो पैसा हमारे स्टेट कॉफर्स में आएगा और हम को फिर स्पेशल कैटेगरी के पैसे की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, बिकॉज आई फील दैट वी आर लूजिंग एटलीस्ट 40,000 crores by creating sand mafia and the liquor mafia in the state. एंड चूंकि अब ये ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर देख रहे हैं पूरे हिंदुस्तान को, और ऐसे भी फेडरल गवर्नमेंट तो हमारा है नहीं, यूनिटरी गवर्नमेंट है, तो एक कमेटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूट हो, जाके देखे कि वहाँ पर सचमुच प्रोहिबिशन है या घर घर अवेलेबल है मेड टू ऑर्डर विथ एनी ब्रांड. और जहाँ तक 25 करोड़ लोगों को जहाँ तक बताया गया है कि ये पॉवर्टी लेवल से ऊपर हो गए हैं, तब भी हम लोग को 80 करोड़ लोगों को क्यों फीड करना पड़ रहा है. और दूसरी बात देखिए, देयर इज नॉट अ सिंगल वर्ड अबाउट मणिपुर इन द एड्रेस. देयर इज नो रिस्पाइट फ्रॉम वायलेंस इन द स्टेट फॉर 10 months. It appears that the central government does not care about the fate of Manipur, especially the hill tribes who are spending desperate times in difficult conditions for the past 8 months. और एक आर्म्ड प्रिविलेज ग्रुप है जो वहाँ पर शॉट्स कैरी ऑन कर रहा है, और जब सरकार उसको देख रही है अंडर आर्टिकल 355, then it's all the responsibility of the central government to come in terms with, to bring peace there. The Kuki MLAs are not attending assembly session as they fear for their life. There is no democracy in Manipur. Now the Home Minister says that he will go for fencing of the borders of states of India and Myanmar to travel. No, there is no democracy. Now the Home Minister wants to fence the 1643-kilometer border with Myanmar and the free movement regime, which allows the citizen of bordering states of India and Myanmar to travel up to 16 kilometers on each other's territory without visa, will be reconsidered. This move is against the interest of Mizoram, Nagaland, who have opposed it. It is high time that these issues in the state be resolved. The new policy also has foreign policy implications and will end PM's Act East and BIMSET integration, Bay of Bengal initiative for multi-sectoral technical and economic cooperation. Now coming to India's relation with the neighboring countries. Honorable Jaishankar ji told recently, every country has problem in its neighborhood. At the end of the day, neighbors need each other. Currently, India's relationship with the neighbor is very worrisome. That we have seen in Maldives. We have also already have strained relationship with Pakistan and Taliban in Afghanistan. India was having a very cordial relationship with Nepal and Bhutan. About 2 years back, China had attacked Doklam in Bhutan. After a couple of small fights, India backed off to some extent. At the same time, Bhutanese king requested India to stay away from Bhutan and started a very fairly good relationship with China. The ongoing border negotiation between Bhutan and China has led to a new dimension of Indo-Bhutan relationship. The Chinese are pressurizing them that the Indian army contingent which is based there should be returned back to India. Occasionally, China is grabbing small land portions in Bhutan, and India is not able to intervene to prevent China's violation of Bhutanese territory. There are reports that China influence is increasing in Doklam area, and it acquires a strategic position there. It will be very worrisome for India if we have so far as a chicken neck is concerned, because that will stall our movement to northeast. Through its money and economic power, China is influencing Sri Lanka by gifting soft loans, 52% to China. In Nepal also, China is exerting pressures in many ways. With Bangladesh, the Chinese exports have multiplied 16 times in the last 2 decades. Today, China is the largest trading partner of Bangladesh. Myanmar is also under the influence of China. China has renewed its interest in the Chinese Myanmar economic corridor, which will undermine India's advantage in the region. The inability of the government to manage Manipur crisis and the decision to fence the boundary with Myanmar, along with the free movement regime, will further stress the Indo-Myanmar relations. Cybercrime. In paragraph 14 of the address, it has been maintained that Digital India has made the life and business easier in India. Today, 46% of the world's total real-time digital transaction takes place in India, but at the same time, there is a quantum jump of 55% in cybercrime related to cheating cases as compared to last year. Maximum cases are related to job fraud, followed by online purchase frauds. Cases are also increasing in other categories of cybercrime. Innocent people are losing crores of rupees to these cybercrime frauds. The police do not seem to be well equipped in deal with these crimes, and detention of the conviction rate is very poor. Something has to be done urgently. RBI has taken action against Paytm, but there is a need to look at what value many of these digital middlemen are adding. Why can't the government not promote its own UPI backbone and Bhim application besides PSU bank application? We do not need middlemen. Oil. Petrol prices have increased 45% since 2014, diesel price 70% since 2014. Increased fuel prices are affecting the lives of citizens. The fuel prices were last revised in April 22 when the price of crude was $114 per barrel. Since then, there is no change in the fuel prices. The current financial year, the average crude price was between $93 to $77 per barrel, average being 78.19. Now the crude oil price is $80 per barrel. The oil companies are earning a lot of profit. Government is earning through tax. Why not this profit be passed on to the citizens in India by reducing the fuel prices? What has happened to the market-linked pricing policy in petroleum sector? Prices are not allowed to increase before election, but intensity is also not allowed to fall within the given and to give relief to the people. Cost overruns of the infrastructure projects. Para 15 of the address talks about record investments in physical infrastructure during the last 10 years in various areas. The report of the statistics and program implementation has pointed out that out of the 1,820 infrastructure projects worth 150 crores and above, 431 were reported cost overrun and 848 projects were delayed. 431 cost overrun projects amounted to 4.84 lakh crores. Out of this 848 delayed projects, 202 have overall delays in the range of 1 to 12 months. 200 have been delayed for 13 to 24 months. 323 have 25 to 60 months delay, and the 123 projects have been delayed for more than 60 months. The average time overrun of these 848 projects stood at 36.5 months. However, does it reflect upon the good governance and efficiency of the government in taking up the country to the path of development? We are back to square one. And of course, we have to believe that the corruption in contracting has ended. Ram Raj hai. Empowering Panchayat. Over 65% of the country's population lives in rural area. The performance of Panchayati Raj institutions is therefore critical for achieving the development goals of any government. There are more than 2.5 lakh panchayats in the country. However, the financial constraints have not allowed the Panchayat Raj institutions to realize their potential. The institutions have very limited financial powers and almost fully dependent on government support. They generate very less revenue from the local taxes and fee. The reluctance of the state governments providing financial support in affecting the performance of the local bodies. It is well accepted fact that the decentralization yields better outcome. The leaders and the officials at local levels are in a better position to design and execute projects based on local levels. A mechanism needs to be developed to give local bodies to predictable and meaningful flow of revenue. This will help them plan and execute the programs effectively. Education. Education is the most important for the development of any country. Para 23 32 of the address mentions the implementation of the new education policy. It also says that to improve the quality of education in government is running PM Shri Vidyalayas. There are 14.9 lakh schools, 75 lakh teachers, and 26.5 crore students in the country. According to the National Achievement Survey 2021, the learning level of students have shown a gradual decline over the years. The Nationalist Annual Status Education Report 22 by Pratham Foundation provides snapshots of children's schooling and learning throughout India. In many states, the students in higher classes like 3rd, 5th and 8th. अब मैं अपना समाप्त करने के लिए अटल बिहारी जी का एक कविता पढ़ता हूँ। जो कल थे वो आज नहीं हैं, जो आज है वो कल नहीं होंगे, होने न होने का कर्म यूं ही चलता रहेगा, हम हैं हम रहेंगे या भ्रम भी हमेशा पल